Hello once again, and the road ahead has just dropped, so I thought I don't really do too many of these, but this has been a long anticipated road ahead, so I thought I'd read through it. It's a blind read through. I haven't read through it yet, so I thought I would get an initial reaction from myself as well, what I think of it, and see what's coming. And as I said, this is actually quite exciting. This has been long awaited. A lot of speculation as to if there's even a road ahead coming out, or will it be a new raid? Will it be new content? So let's dive in, have a quick look. Hi Holotable Heroes, we're excited to begin sharing details about the next feature coming to the Holotables in the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, Galactic Challenges. So it sounds like a new game mode. Our main goal for this feature is to provide more activities for players each day. We hear players asking for more ways to use their growing roster of units and want more than just new events that you can master quickly or sim. Agreed with that, completely valid point. Galactic Challenges are the first in a series of features similar to how Grand Arena was the basis for Grand Arena Championships. That will work together to offer new ways to utilize your collection. Okay. So what are Galactic Challenges? Galactic Challenges are a new type of event that will feature interesting combat puzzles which will change on a regular basis. I like that. These events will feature a rotation of different enemy factions, allowing you to test out different parts of your collection. Interesting. So this is almost like the compromise to the sandbox, possibly, but not an unlimited sandbox. What makes Galactic Challenges an interesting twist from other forms of combat is the introduction of randomly selected combat modifiers to constantly change up the puzzle. Interesting. There's the kicker. So it's not quite the sandbox mode. Modifiers can come in three different forms: environmental, enemy, and player. Okay, that's not making a huge amount of sense at the moment, but modifiers can come in three different forms. Environmental, so there may be an environment where one team performs better than another. Maybe if you're in a Jedi temple, you get a buff, or if you're on Mustafar, you get, your Sith get a buff, or Darth Vader gets a buff. Not that he needs another one at the moment. Right, what are Galactic Challenges? Done that. We want to keep these bonuses and matchups thematic, but use a variety of options to keep the challenges unique and interesting. Right, so apart from speculating, I should have just kept on reading. For example, environmental modifiers come from the planet or location and apply to both the player and the enemy. Okay, yeah, it roughly was what I thought. Hoth could have a modifier called Frostbite that makes all units more vulnerable. I love that. That's so funny. Enemy modifiers are tied to the enemy faction, so Imperial Trooper could have a positive modifier called Imperial Assault that gives them offense up, but also a negative modifier called Pew Pew, which makes them hit less. Right, so an accuracy debuff. Player modifiers can also be positive or negative and applied to the player's units. The different environments, enemy factions, and combat modifiers, positive and negative, combine to create fresh and interesting challenges. I actually like this because this doesn't sound like brute force. It doesn't sound like you can really relic your way out of this. It sounds like there has got to be some actual strategy and timing with the actual use of these modifiers as well. The challenging Galactic Challenges, we're still working out some of the details, like at what level Galactic Challenges unlock. I'd assume anyone over level 85 will probably have access to this. I don't think it'll be a GP cap. I'd assume it's just probably at least level 85, maybe even 75. And, there's things that unlock at like level 65, but I mean, it's a valid point for the newer players. You don't just want to get completely bored. You want to have at least one or two factions up and running. We're still working out some of the details, like at what level they'll unlock, but our intention is for Galactic Challenges to offer an appropriate challenge for you wherever you are in the game. Wow, okay, that's super important because that will give it the longevity that it needs to actually get people to engage in it. So it's no good like Galactic... what's it called, Galactic War, where obviously you can just go in and sim it, and even if you didn't, you had to play it each and every day, or you would just be pressing the auto button. It would be over super quick. So I like that it's got the longevity. And there will be multiple tiers of increasing difficulty, and players can attempt them all to earn rewards, but we'll recommend a starting tier based on your collection. Interesting. Okay, so maybe like the mythic challenges, or the touched up assault wars or assault thingies that they did, challenges, in addition to playing the base mission for each tier, may feature feats. Feats will add an additional layer of complexity to the puzzle. So while you can bring your favourite squad into battle, feats will challenge you to complete the battle with additional conditions to earn more rewards. Really like that kicker. Schedule for Galactic Challenges. I actually think that's a nice place to test feats, and I think this is actually catering for possibly the sandbox mode by using different squads and actually learning new kits on teams that you wouldn't necessarily use or want to risk in Grand Arena, or just base up Arena, and that wouldn't stand the testing in Galactic War, let's say, for example. So I like this. Schedule for earning Galactic Challenges. You'll earn access to the Galactic Challenges by completing daily activities. Once you've qualified to enter the event for the day, you'll be able to play any tier, and importantly, you'll be able to play as many times as you like for that day to attempt to complete as many tiers and feats as possible. Okay, let's reread that. Once you've qualified to enter the event for the day, so you're going to do this by completing daily activities. Competitive players, or the vast majority of people, will be probably able to, or doing all of them anyway. And importantly, you'll be able to play as many times as you like for that day to attempt to complete. Okay, so it's basically same as territory assault battles. It sounds roughly like that you're able to try it as many times as you need to complete as many tiers and feats as possible. So possible replayability to check off that feat, maybe get it done, and then go for the triple crown, let's say. Similar to Grand Arena Championships, we'll release Galactic Challenges in an exhibition season format. During this time, we'll try out different versions of the event and see which combinations work best, but we're currently envisaging event durations of 24 hours to 7 days with 7 tiers of difficulty. Okay, let's rewind on that with which combinations work best. But we're currently envisaging event durations of 24 hours to 7 days. That's a huge difference. But I like that it can be a small one, or it can last a week, basically, because there are long periods of this game where there is no content or playable content. So I actually like that. With 7 tiers of difficulty and 3 feats per tier, I like that. That's going to actually give quite a lot of replayability to these as well. That's all we have for today, but we look forward to sharing more details about Galactic Challenges in future posts. Initial reaction, this is really cool. I actually really like this, and there sounds like there's been quite a bit of thought going into this. Super excited to see even some artwork from this. I really like the environmental stuff. So what was there once again? There was environmental, there was enemy and player. So I really like those sort of modifiers. I like the fact that there's actually feats there and trying to get it done, not just the basic way and not brute forcing your way through. There's got to be a bit of tactics. There's got to be a bit of, I've got a good feeling there's going to be some remodding, and I like that there's a challenge for everyone involved. That's the trick, in my opinion, is keeping the majority of the community as engaged as possible in this game. Doesn't sound like it's going to add a huge amount of time in game. That was my first initial worry, but it doesn't sound like it's going to add a huge amount, but it does sound like it could add quite a lot if you do enjoy that. There sounds like a huge amount of replayability there. Rewards, doesn't say anything about rewards yet, but I'm hoping that it might be something like Chirotech, or maybe a Zeta or two, or something on par with the assault battles at the moment. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like that road ahead? Do you think do you like the sound of that new game mode? Do you think it's going to be too much time in the game now? Let me know your thoughts as always. I've been Moon. If you have enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe as well. And I will see you next time. Cheers, guys.